Welcome back to the Life with the Browns. Robyn Brown has finally said something out loud that no one ever expected her to admit, and it completely flips the sister wives' collapse on its head. For years, the public narrative painted Robyn as the winner, the last wife standing, the woman who won Cody while the others walked away bruised, exhausted, and done. From the outside, it looked like she got the mansion, the man, and the fairy tale ending in Flagstaff. But behind closed doors, the reality was nothing like the story people told themselves. Because being Kody Brown's only wife was never the dream. Not for her. Not even close. And now, with cameras rolling and emotions boiling over, Robyn is finally confessing the truth she's been choking down for years, a truth that changes everything we thought we knew about how this family really fell apart. Imagine Cody hearing this. Really picture it. This is the man who torched his entire family structure to protect Robyn. The man who justified favoritism, emotional abandonment, and broken relationships by insisting he was just fighting for love. The man who believed, down to his core, that Robyn was grateful, that she felt chosen, that she felt safe and fulfilled as the last wife standing, only to learn that she feels trapped in the very life he engineered for her. That irony? It's brutal. This isn't just gossip. This isn't just drama. This is an emotional reckoning, one that scorches everyone in its path. Robyn didn't enter the Brown family hoping to replace anyone. She didn't sign up to absorb 4 roles into one exhausted body. She didn't dream of becoming wife number 1, 2, 3, and 4 all rolled into a single, isolated existence. What she wanted was plural marriage as it was preached to her, shared responsibility, spiritual balance, sisterhood, and purpose. That was the covenant she made. That was the future she was promised. And instead, she ended up in a monogamous marriage she never chose, with a man who cannot understand why she isn't thrilled to have him all to herself. And the most shocking part? She's been carrying this quietly while everyone else moved on. While Christine rebuilt her life and found joy with David. While Janelle pursued independence and her long-delayed dreams. While Meri slowly rediscovered her identity after years of rejection. Robyn was sitting alone in that massive house, surrounded by silence, wondering how everything went so wrong. She's been cast as the villain for so long that no one ever stopped to ask whether she was grieving too. And Cody? He is completely blindsided. The woman he built his entire world around. The wife he protected at the cost of his children. The relationship he treated as proof that he wasn't the problem. Now telling him that the outcome isn't what she wanted. That she married him with completely different expectations. That his value to her may have actually diminished now that plural marriage is gone. This isn't a small disagreement. This isn't a phase. This is an earthquake cracking the foundation beneath everything they have left.
And it gets even messier.
Because Robyn can still see polygamy working for other families. She watches families like the Dargers function with structure, balance, and shared commitment. She sees what plural marriage was supposed to look like. And those comparisons? They are poison. They plant questions she can't silence. What could Cody have done differently? Was this collapse avoidable? Did he fail the calling they both claim to believe in? Those thoughts don't stay quiet. They seep into the marriage. They rot it from the inside. Robyn Brown didn't stumble into polygamy by accident. She chose it deliberately. She believed in it completely. This wasn't something she tolerated out of obligation. It was her spiritual identity, her religious path, her purpose. And now it's gone. What she's mourning isn't just a lifestyle. It's the loss of who she believed she was before God. When Robyn married Cody in 2010, she wasn't just joining a family. She was joining a belief system, a movement, a promise of eternal meaning. She looked at Meri, Christine, and Janelle and saw sisters, not rivals. She saw women who would raise children together, shoulder burdens together, and grow old together. That was the vision. And it disintegrated so fast it left emotional whiplash. Christine became resentful and emotionally starved. Janelle detached to survive. Meri never recovered from betrayal and isolation. And Robyn stood in the middle of it all, watching the dream she married into collapse while being blamed for the rubble. The spiritual crisis this created is enormous. She made sacred covenants based on plural marriage, promises spoken before God. And now she's living a life that contradicts the very foundation of those vows. So the question haunting her is devastatingly simple. If plural marriage is gone, what does that mean for everything she believed in? Were the covenants broken? Did she fail? Or was she failed? And that question may be the one thing even Cody can't fix. And that's the question that won't leave her alone. Was her entire spiritual foundation built on sand? Because from Cody's perspective, this should be a relief, a win,
A reward.
he truly believes Robyn should feel lucky, grateful even, to have him all to herself after years of chaos. In his mind, exclusive access to Kody Brown is the ultimate prize. Proof that she was loyal enough, patient enough, worthy enough to make it through the wreckage. But Robyn was never wired that way. She didn't want the prize of exclusivity. She didn't want to win Cody by default after everyone else was emotionally starved out of the family. What she wanted was the challenge and fulfillment of plural marriage, the shared mission, the sisterhood, the collective purpose. She wanted women beside her who understood the calling, not a lonely throne at the top of a collapsed empire. And here's where the pain cuts deepest. Robyn can see polygamy working, just not with Cody. She watches families like the Dargers and sees something the Browns never had: structure, intention, leadership. She sees Joe Darger managing multiple marriages with clarity and consistency. She sees wives who support one another instead of competing for scraps of attention. She sees children raised in cooperation, not emotional scarcity. And that realization is devastating, because it proves the dream wasn't impossible. It proves plural marriage itself wasn't broken, which means the failure wasn't the lifestyle. It was the man leading it. That truth haunts Robyn every single day. She didn't just marry into a family. She married a promise. And Cody couldn't deliver on it. Cody, meanwhile, genuinely believed he had won. After years of fighting critics, alienating his children, and sacrificing his other marriages at the altar of protecting Robyn, he thought their relationship was untouchable, solid, unquestionable. He believed she understood what he had given up for her, that she recognized how much he had chosen her over and over again. So when Robyn finally spoke up, when she admitted that being his only wife wasn't what she wanted, Cody's entire world tilted sideways. The confusion on his face said everything. This wasn't supposed to be her complaint. This was supposed to be her victory. That conversation exposed just how disconnected they've become. Cody has been operating under the assumption that Robyn was thriving in monogamy. He assumed she felt relieved not to share him anymore, that she was grateful for his full attention, that this was the happy ending they fought for. Meanwhile, Robyn has been quietly drowning in a life she never agreed to. And Cody missed every sign. He was so busy congratulating himself for keeping her that he never stopped to ask whether this was actually what she wanted. He was so focused on proving everyone else wrong that he forgot to listen to the one person he claimed to be fighting for. Now he's spiraling. Because if Robyn isn't happy, if she's questioning whether his value to her has diminished without the plural marriage structure, then everything he destroyed was for nothing. The fights, the justifications, the broken bonds with his kids, the abandonment of his other wives. What was the point? For years, Cody's identity has been wrapped up in being Robyn's protector, her defender, the man who chose love when everyone else walked away. But if Robyn is mourning the loss of sister wives instead of celebrating their exit, then that identity collapses. And Cody is left with nothing to stand on. Still, the denial runs deep. Cody keeps trying to rationalize her pain away. He reframes it,
Minimizes it.
explains it into something more convenient. Because admitting the truth would mean facing something far more terrifying than divorce or public backlash. It would mean admitting that he didn't just lose his family. He failed the very woman he thought he saved. He keeps telling her this is just an adjustment period, that she'll settle in, that if she gives monogamy a real chance, she'll eventually see how much better, calmer, easier life is now. He lists all the things she's supposedly escaped: constant tension, jealousy, emotional landmines, sister-wife conflict poisoning every day. In Cody's mind, this is freedom. But Robyn isn't buying it, because she knows exactly what she's lost, and no amount of reassurance from Cody can replace the spiritual calling she feels slipping through her fingers. This isn't about convenience. It's not about peace and quiet. It's about identity.
Purpose. Faith.
And Cody keeps missing that point entirely. What truly terrifies him is the thought he won't say out loud. That one day, Robyn might start to resent him. That she might look at him the same way Christine did toward the end. Not with anger, but with disappointment. With regret. With the realization that the life she gave everything for didn't give her back what it promised. That she might wonder if marrying him was a mistake. If she should have chosen a different polygamous family. If she wasted her best years on a man who couldn't keep his word. Those thoughts are Cody's worst nightmare. And they're becoming more real every single day. But Cody is nothing if not stubborn. He's not ready to accept that maybe, just maybe, he's the problem. That his favoritism, his jealousy, his inability to lead fairly destroyed something Robyn genuinely valued. So instead of truly hearing her pain, he deflects. He explains it away. He convinces himself this is just a phase she'll outgrow. Spoiler alert, it's not. And that brings us to the elephant in the room. Or more accurately, the mansion on the hill. That Flagstaff house wasn't just a place to live. It became the physical symbol of everything that went wrong in the Brown family. Proof of favoritism. Evidence of inequality. A daily reminder that Cody chose one wife over all the others.
Even Cody admits it now.
He knows he stirred up jealousy by fighting so hard to keep Robyn safely housed in luxury while his other marriages burned to the ground. The timeline alone is damning. While Robyn settled into a spacious 5-bedroom home, Christine was begging to move back to Utah just to be near family. Janelle bounced from rental to rental, never allowed to fully land. Meri sat alone in a house filled with silence, completely cut off from the family she helped build. And Cody? He was spending nearly all his time at Robyn's house, inventing excuse after excuse for why equal time was suddenly impossible. Now Robyn is admitting something no one expected. Living in that house haunts her. Every room is a memory of the family falling apart. The kitchen where they shared their last Thanksgiving before resentment boiled over. The living room where they celebrated their final Christmas as something resembling a united family. The bedroom where Cody retreated night after night instead of showing up for his other wives. That mansion isn't a home anymore. It's a tomb for the plural marriage dream Robyn actually wanted. And here's the part that cuts the deepest. Cody once said his wives couldn't handle how hard he fought to keep Robyn safe. Those words reveal everything. He wasn't fighting for the family. He wasn't fighting for plural marriage. He was fighting for Robyn, and everyone else saw it. That kind of blatant favoritism is poison in a plural marriage. It destroys trust. It breeds resentment. And it guarantees the sister wives turn against each other instead of standing together. Christine saw that house and knew she'd never be valued the same way. Janelle watched Cody prioritize Robyn's comfort over developing Coyote Pass and understood exactly where she ranked. Meri realized no matter what she did, she would never again be worth that level of effort. And Robyn? She was stuck in the middle, getting everything she was supposedly supposed to want, while losing the sister-wife relationships that actually mattered to her. The jealousy Cody created didn't just hurt Christine, Janelle, and Meri. It destroyed Robyn's chance of ever having the plural family she dreamed about. Now they're fleeing that house like it's cursed. Moving. Trying to start over. Trying to outrun the memories. But you can't move away from consequences. That mansion will always represent the moment Cody chose Robyn over everyone else. And ironically, it's the very choice that's now suffocating her. Christine finding her soulmate may have been the final nail in Robyn's plural marriage coffin. While the world celebrated Christine's happiness with David Woolley, while social media erupted with joy and support, Robyn was quietly unraveling. Because Christine's joy wasn't just proof that leaving Cody was the right decision. It was proof that the Brown family could have been different. That plural marriage could have worked if Cody had been a different kind of man. And that realization is devastating for Robyn to sit with. From her perspective, she watched Christine beg for scraps of affection for years. She saw the loneliness, the rejection, the slow erosion of Christine's spirit. And a part of Robyn probably believed Christine was being dramatic, that she was making things harder than they needed to be.
Now, Christine is thriving.
And Robyn is left wondering whether the life she fought to preserve was the very thing that destroyed everything she believed in. But then Christine left, and everything changed. She didn't crumble. She didn't spiral. She didn't spend years healing the way everyone expected her to. Instead, she met David, and almost overnight, she transformed into this glowing, radiant woman who couldn't stop smiling. The contrast was brutal.
Christine didn't need therapy. She didn't need time.
She just needed to get away from Cody. And that truth raises questions Robyn can't ignore. If Christine found happiness that quickly with someone else, was Cody the problem all along? If David can make Christine feel cherished, prioritized, and emotionally safe without even trying, what does that say about Cody's ability to love multiple women? Because here's the math that doesn't add up, and Robyn sees it now. If one man can give Christine everything she needed in a monogamous relationship, why couldn't Cody give her even a fraction of that while juggling 4 wives? Why was basic affection, presence, and emotional safety apparently impossible for Cody, but effortless for someone else? The math isn't matching, and Robyn knows it. What makes it even more twisted is Cody's reaction. He still can't say Christine's name without bitterness dripping from his voice. He talks about wanting to forget she ever existed, about being so angry he can't even communicate with her properly. He's stuck in permanent victim mode, convinced Christine blindsided him with her aggressive exit. Meanwhile, Christine is living her best life. She's posting couple photos, going on adventures, building a future with a man who actually wants to be with her. The contrast between Cody's resentment and Christine's joy is stark, and Robyn is watching it happen in real time. She's also watching Janelle thrive in North Carolina, surrounded by grandkids, finally building the farm life she always dreamed of. She's seeing Meri rediscover herself, traveling, growing, creating a life that no longer revolves around waiting for Cody's approval. All 3 of Cody's ex-wives are flourishing without him. And that's not a coincidence. They're not drowning in regret. They're not lost. They're not broken. They're lighter,
Happier.
more alive than they ever were inside the Brown family. And Robyn is still standing in the wreckage, asking herself what she actually won. The irony is suffocating. Robyn got Cody all to herself, the very thing everyone accused her of wanting all along. And now she's stuck in a marriage with a bitter, resentful man who can't let go of his anger, while the women he lost are out there living freely. Christine found her soulmate. Janelle found her peace. Meri found herself. And Robyn is finding out that winning Cody may have been the biggest loss of all, because the sister wives she actually needed are gone forever. And there's no getting them back. The spiritual weight crushing Robyn right now is something most people can't even comprehend. This isn't just about a failed marriage or a broken family. This is about sacred covenants, eternal promises, religious commitments she believed would define her forever. She didn't just marry Cody. She entered into a spiritual agreement to live plural marriage, to embrace it as her path to salvation. And now that path has vanished completely, leaving her suspended in a terrifying limbo where she doesn't know if her soul is still on track or if everything she believed in was a lie. In the faith Robyn grew up in, plural marriage isn't optional. It's not a lifestyle choice you can casually walk away from. It's a commandment, a requirement for reaching the highest levels of heaven. Women who live it faithfully are promised eternal glory. Women who fail or lose it are left wondering if they've forfeited their salvation. So when Robyn made her covenant to live plural marriage with Cody, she wasn't just promising a man. She was promising God. And breaking that covenant, even if it's not her fault, feels like spiritual suicide. Now she's trapped asking herself impossible questions. Did she fail? Is this punishment for something she did wrong? Should she have fought harder to keep Christine, Janelle, and Meri in the family? Could she have been a better sister wife? A better example? A better spiritual leader? The guilt is eating her alive because she genuinely believed in the principle. She wasn't faking her faith. She wasn't pretending. She truly wanted plural marriage to work. And watching it crumble feels like a personal failure she can't escape. But there's an even darker question lurking beneath it all. Has Cody's value to her diminished now that plural marriage is gone? Robyn married him because he was a polygamous man, a spiritual leader who could guide multiple women toward salvation. That was the appeal. That was what made him special. That was the role he was supposed to fulfill. Now, he's just a regular monogamous husband, no different from millions of other men. And if the plural marriage structure that gave their relationship meaning is gone, then what exactly is Robyn holding on to? Cody has noticed her struggle. He's even admitted that he wonders if his value to Robyn has diminished without the other wives. And that thought terrifies him, because it suggests she may have married him for what he represented, not for who he actually is. It suggests their entire relationship may have been built on a foundation that no longer exists. It suggests Robyn may be staying out of obligation, fear, or spiritual confusion rather than genuine love and desire. The covenant she made was supposed to last for eternity. It was supposed to bind her to Cody and the sister wives in a celestial family that would continue forever. Now that vision is shattered. The covenant is broken through no fault of her own. And Robyn Brown is left asking the question she's most afraid to answer. Is a monogamous marriage with Kody Brown enough to fulfill her spiritual destiny? Spoiler alert, she's not convinced it is. Behind closed doors, Robyn Brown is wrestling with something no one ever anticipated. She's learning how to exist in a monogamous relationship at 45 years old after spending her entire adult life in plural marriage. And the truth is, the transition from sister wife to only wife isn't freeing. It's disorienting, overwhelming, and quietly devastating. The dynamics are completely different. The expectations have shifted. The entire structure of her daily life has been ripped out from under her. And Robyn is drowning in the adjustment. She's supposed to be celebrating. That's what everyone expects. But the reality is far more brutal. Robyn and Cody haven't become romantic partners. They've become battle buddies. For years, their relationship has been about survival. Moving houses, packing boxes, fighting legal battles, managing public backlash, cleaning up the wreckage of 3 divorces. There were no romantic getaways.
No intentional reconnection.
No space to actually nurture a marriage. They've been in survival mode for so long that now, alone together, they're realizing they don't even know how to be a couple. Cody tries to lighten the mood. He flirts. He cracks jokes about his pheromones. He peacocks around her like some awkward bird desperate for attention. But Robyn doesn't play along. She stiffens. She hesitates. She pulls back. Public affection makes her uncomfortable. She's still operating from a plural marriage mindset where you don't flaunt intimacy, where affection is private, compartmentalized, carefully managed. Cody thinks it's cute. He tells himself she just needs time. But the truth is darker than he realizes. Robyn doesn't know how to be the sole focus of Cody's attention because she never wanted to be. There's a massive cultural shift happening that neither of them prepared for. In plural marriage, you get breaks. You get space. You share the emotional labor. You're never solely responsible for one man's moods, needs, and emotional weight. In monogamy, Robyn is it. She's the only one Cody comes home to. The only one he vents to. The only one who absorbs his anger, his regret, his spirals. And it's suffocating her. The irony is almost unbearable. For years, the internet convinced itself that Robyn orchestrated the family's destruction just to get Cody all to herself. But watching her struggle now exposes how wrong that narrative was. She's not thriving. She's barely surviving. She's performing happiness while privately grieving the plural marriage life she genuinely loved. Cody, meanwhile, is convinced this is temporary. He imagines a future where Robyn finally loosens up, flirting back, laughing louder, slapping his butt in public like he jokes about. He tells himself this awkwardness will fade once she adjusts. But Robyn knows better. She didn't accidentally fall into polygamy. She chose it, deliberately, faithfully. And now she's trapped in the exact opposite life, pretending to be grateful while quietly wondering how long she can keep up the charade. The smile she wears for the cameras is getting heavier by the day. Walking through the Flagstaff mansion one last time, both Robyn and Cody are drowning in memories they'd rather bury. Every room tells a story of loss, betrayal, and irreversible damage. The dining room where they shared their final Thanksgiving, tension already thick in the air. The living room where Christmas became a painful reminder of who is missing. The kitchen where arguments erupted and relationships shattered beyond repair. That house isn't just a building. It's a monument to everything that went wrong. And they can't pack up fast enough. Cody admits it outright. This house haunts him. Every day, he drives past Christine's old place. Past Coyote Pass. Past the landmarks of a family that no longer exists. He describes it as a toxic presence, poisoning the present because the past never stops whispering. Bitterness, anger, regret. All of it trapped in those walls like ghosts that refuse to leave. Robyn feels it even more deeply. She knows that house symbolizes the jealousy that destroyed their family. While she lived there in comfort, Christine was begging to move back to Utah. While she had 5 bedrooms and room to breathe, Janelle was bouncing between temporary rentals. While she enjoyed stability and security, Meri was isolated and alone. That reality sits heavy on her chest. Because even though she didn't ask for favoritism, she's the one left carrying its consequences. And now, standing in the wreckage of a life she believed was sacred, Robyn Brown is being forced to confront a truth she never imagined she'd face. The life everyone thought she wanted is the very thing that's breaking her. The Brown family didn't fail because plural marriage was doomed. It failed because Cody failed. And now Robyn is left living with a man who proved he wasn't good enough at the one thing she actually needed him to be good at. That realization follows her everywhere. So this is where Robyn Brown stands now, staring down a future she never chose and never wanted. Bound to a man who cannot give her the plural marriage she believed was her spiritual calling. Living a monogamous life that feels like betrayal. Watching her former sister wives thrive without Cody while she's left questioning whether she made the biggest mistake of her life. And the worst part? There's no easy exit. She can't undo the past. She can't resurrect the plural marriage dream. She's stuck. The bitterness between Robyn and Cody grows more visible by the day. Both are angry. Both are grieving. Both are trapped in regret. Cody resents Christine for leaving. Robyn resents losing the sister wives she actually valued. Neither can move forward because they're too busy staring backward. And that is no foundation for a healthy marriage. Robyn also knows a harder truth. Cody may never change. He's still furious years later. Still venomous when Christine's name comes up. Still playing the victim instead of taking responsibility. And if he can't evolve, can't learn, can't become the man she needed him to be, then what is her future with him? More bitterness dressed up as loyalty. More pretending. More quiet suffering. The move to a new house is their desperate attempt to start over. But you can't build happiness on favoritism and failure. You can't run from your mistakes and call it growth. Robyn understands this. She's not naive. And the question eating her alive is simple and terrifying. Can she ever truly accept this life? Can she make peace with monogamy when her soul craves plural marriage? Can she feel fulfilled with just Cody when she wanted an entire family? Can she let go of the sister-wife bond she cherished and be content as the only one? Right now, the answer looks like no. She's mourning. She's questioning. She's unraveling. And Cody is too consumed by his own bitterness to even notice how deeply she's breaking. The future ahead of them is uncertain, unstable, fragile, unresolved. Robyn never wanted this life. Never asked to be the last wife standing. Never imagined a world where Christine, Janelle, and Meri were gone, and she was left holding the ruins alone. But this is her reality now. And whether she can survive it, whether she can find joy in it, remains to be seen. One thing is certain. The woman who entered the Brown family 13 years ago believing in plural marriage is gone. Whoever Robyn becomes next will be forged in the ashes of a dream that burned completely to the ground.